What about babies?
What about them?
Do they know that God exists?
Yes, they do.
How can that be the case when we know that babies develop a theory of mind over time? How is it possible that they can know that God exists when they cannot, and there's no demonstration that they can be aware that there are other minds until some period of time has passed?
Well, you're telling me something you know now. Is this what you believe, or is this what you know?
What difference does it make? I asked a question.
Well, you believe it. You believe that that's the case. I don't believe that that's the case.
I believe that that's the case because that's where the evidence points.
Does Wesley here, at the ripe old age of 5 months, know the difference between right and wrong? Wesley watches as the puppet in the center struggles to open up a box with a toy inside. The puppy in the yellow shirt comes over and lends a hand. Then the scene repeats itself, but this time the puppy in the blue shirt comes and slams the box shut. Nice behavior? Mean behavior. At least to our eyes. But is that how a 5-month-old sees it? And does he have a preference?
Wesley, do you remember these guys from the show?
To find out, a researcher who doesn't know which puppet was nice and which was mean offers Wesley a choice.
Who do you like?
He can't answer, but he can reach.
That one.
Wesley chose the good guy, and he wasn't alone.
That one.
More than 3/4 of the babies tested reached for the nice puppet.
That one.
We think we see here the foundations for morality. I feel we're making discoveries. I feel like we're discovering that what seems to be one way really isn't. What seems to be an ignorant and unknowing baby is actually a creature with this alarming sophistication, this subtle knowledge.
And he says discovering this in babies who can't walk, talk, or even crawl yet suggests it has to come built in.
Evidence presupposes truth. Truth presupposes God.
Okay. So God makes it so that we all know he exists.
Right.
What do you mean by know? Do you mean just that we're aware of that God exists, or that we...
You have sufficient knowledge of God for your condemnation. Okay. Everyone. That's why we send missionaries.
How can someone know something and yet not be aware of it?
Well, I say they are aware of it, but they suppress the truth and unrighteousness. As this is
well, if you suppress it, then... Well, how is it that somebody could know that God exists and be aware of it, and yet be convinced that they not only do they not know it, but they don't believe it?
Well, it depends to the degree that they suppress it, because God hands them over to it. Because I went to the Atheistic Reason rally a couple years back, and the guys, you know, high school age, college age, I could reason with them. The guys that were 40, 50 with their tight ponytail, you know, the greasy ponytail coming out to me, they were just giving me the finger. They wouldn't talk to me.
How do you know that your ability to reason is God?
Okay, yes.
Because I'm not a slimy mother like you.
God hands them over to it. Are they more convinced that there is no God? You know, I don't doubt it. But God hands them over to their suppression of the truth, and that's why I urge you in this audience to repent before it's too late.
My ponytail is pulled so tight that it eventually fell off, but I am a 40-something, and while I won't give you the finger here, we'll hold off for later.
I don't know anything.
You don't know anything at all?
I don't know a thing.
You don't know? You know that you don't know a thing?
See, this is all just kind of, it's nonsense.
It's
nonsense.
And that's what happens when you reject God.